Shall we start? Leader is not going to be liked by everyone. It sounds a little bit negative sound. Don't you think so? However, I think it's very important keyword. We need to keep it in our mind always. But not going to be liked, it doesn't mean negative meaning actually. As long as you play a role as a good leader, I think it will be good meaning. So, again, congratulations, new manager directors. Let's say I call all of you new leaders. Same as me. I'm also leader in company. Okay, I think everybody has so much enthusiastic feeling, and then high, motivation right now you have. Okay. If you are a new manager and a director or leader for some units, you probably feel a burning desire to be liked and accepted by your team fully. I think it's human nature, not as leader, human nature. All of us like to be liked by everybody, right? I also had such strong feeling when I got newly appointed in new position in the past each time, okay? And then you want to win people's approval, keep them happy always in your teams, then and demonstrate all the desirable attributes of a great boss. However, reality seems to be different, okay? There is potential risk of conflict in your teams between you, leader, and also team members. Okay? Why? Why there is a potentiality of a conflict? I think once you remember those leaders' core responsibility, you will understand fully. Let's see. Leader's job task is source of conflict in your teams. Why? Because one of leader's task is stretching your team to reach higher standard. Okay? You need to push your teams. Of course, people doesn't want to be pushed by someone else, right? Next, coaching people one-on-one. It's not so much negative thing if coachee has a good relationship, but basically, it's a really tough work as a leader. Second, setting collective and individual goals. Leader has to set the direction and the target and the goal. More concretely saying, number basis achievement. You will measure the achievement ratio, right? Of course, people doesn't want to have such target and a goal generally. Next, making tough calls. Sometimes you may have to give a strong initiative, instructing people, ordering people. Then sometimes you may have to scold them, right? It's really tough work. Next, negotiation and drawing out and resolving tension to unlock diverse thinking. You understand, okay? So those sources are, in a sense, source of conflict in your teams amongst, team members, okay? Most of these tasks will have some possibility of conflict, and none of them will go hand in hand with being liked. People don't like it, actually. If you are not comfortable with that and feel so much stress and frustration with those tasks, without doubt, you will have to have struggle a lot. Keep getting stressed, right? And then you may feel fear, kind of fear, to cope with those tasks honestly, sincerely, by full motivation, you may hesitate in order to avoid conflict. Okay? Then, so through those leaders' tasks, now we understand leadership. Leader's task is a really hard task, very hard. Then the truth is, yes, very hard. I feel hard always, but I'm enjoying. Okay? Then it demands that we sometimes do things that are opposite our essential instinct as a human. Right? No one wants to have a target set by someone else. No one wants to be pushed by someone else. But leader has to do it, right? Then we constantly need to take risk of not being loved by masses. We shouldn't think, I would like to be loved by all of them, many people. Okay? Then it's one of the most difficult psychological barrier to overcome for us leader. Okay? But ultimately, your job is to deliver result, not to be loved like by someone else, get popularity by someone else. We, as a leader, our main goal is to create result. Result is, of course, not negative performance result, positive performance result. Furthermore, grow your business, job, daily task. That is our main goal, right? Again, I will repeat, our task is not to be loved like by mass, okay? Our task is to create result. Result means positive result. In order to deliver the result and a good performance, of course, you may have to educate, you may have to coach, train your team member. And as such process, you will be liked. Then, confronting conflict is unavoidable. Means you will have to experience conflict. There is no possibility to proceed your business as a leader without conflict. Even me, among the executive, of course, always there is a kind of conflict. But it's not a negative conflict, positive conflict. Different opinion, debating. Sometimes I need to convince all of the executive members. Not that way, this way. It will cause conflict, right? Then, in order to experience the best place, shortest path to start is with your own teams in long run as a leader for your career. If you can master giving them one-on-one feedback, then good or bad, clearly, then everything else will follow as a result. Okay? That's very important. Sitting leader, we don't need. One-on-one against your team members, let's have communication. Then the most important factor that underpins a high-performing team is high-performing individuals. Of course, if each individual person has low performer, we can't generate and build and create high performance as a teams, right? So that important factor is high-performing individuals. I mean, bunch of high performer we need. Then bringing out the best in each person in your team will require you to have countless direction, an honest and empathetic conversation you will have to have. Okay? In order to maximize each person's capability to create the highest performance, best from each, you need to have countless communication with them, honestly, sincerely, with empathy. Okay? However, unfortunately, many of leaders can never master these things, unfortunately. Just become leader. Then manager and the director promoted, hey, finally I got this position. Then entering into comfort zone. Winner side. I'm already director, I'm already manager in my ages. Comfort zone. Company is stadium. All of us has to be player, not audience. Okay? Then such leader just spend years avoiding confrontation until it's virtually impossible to ignore. Conflict is mandatory. Many leaders try to avoid it. Okay? That's not good. Next is, let's touch on prerequisite of leadership. Firstly, as a leader, one of the most important factors is trust and respect by your team, in your teams. From you to them, then to you. Okay? Then, if you deliver your words, message, with full compassion of yours, from the bottom of your heart, your team will feel that you have their best interest from the bottom of your heart. If you don't give a word to them from the bottom of your heart, just a convey, oh, CEO is saying, that's it. Oh, chief is saying, that's it. In that case, how your team will understand from the bottom of your heart? No, even if it's direction or even if it's instruction from your higher up, you modify by your word, then from the bottom of your heart, you need to convey to your team members. By doing so, your team member will think, my leader is thinking like this really. This is my leader's essence. Not just directly from CEO, not just directly from chief executives, right? Your idea, your thinking is also important and should be added. Then, being closely connected to your people in your team in this way is a prerequisite for building trust. Okay? If people trust and respect you, there is nothing you cannot say to them. What it means, in other words, once trust, respect are built up, you can say anything. Right? Then your mutual ability to have these kinds of conversation will soon become the bedrock of your collective achievement. I mean very basic rock, very hard. Even if on the rock something conflict happen, trouble happen, it is okay. Basement is stable. Okay. Again, at the human nature instinct, we like to be liked. We like to be loved from everybody, as much as possible, many people, right? But as a leader, in order to complete our task, we need to shift our stereotype mindset, and we need to find new inspiration. Okay? And today, I'm going to introduce 5 key points which will help you shift your mindset and find the inspiration to initiate a potentially trying chat with your team members. Then this is a first step to building the trait of powerful leader to be done. So that's when you feel fear, when you feel hesitation next time in your team, please remember prerequisite, trust, and respect will never break relationship, even if there is small conflict, daily conflict. Then, however, there is a difficulty to understand. Even if brains understand, emotion will not act. Okay? That's why in order to change our stereotype mindset, I will introduce 5 key points today. Okay? 1, you have a duty to care for your people. Okay? You have a duty to care for your people. Next, you can't get result from subpar team. Subpar means under average level. You can't get result. High performance. Okay. Next, your people deserve the opportunity to improve. Not only you, your team member also has to have opportunity to develop themselves and grow up through business together with you. Okay. Number 4, everyone knows who is the strong and weak performers in your teams. Number 5, you might have to let them go in the worst case. Those 5 key points I will introduce one by one from next slide. Point 1, you have a duty to care for your people. You are responsible for your people's physical and mental well-being while they're in your charge, means in your responsibility. Okay? Then this is a responsibility that shouldn't be taken lightly. It's very important, not right thing. Okay? Then if you run to put yourself in your people's shoes, your duty of care to them will outweigh your fear of giving them critical feedback with severe words. You understand, put yourself in their shoes, right? Stand in their side. Then look something from their point of view. Empathetic reading. Empathetic reading. Okay? This is important. Then, even though you might feel daunting by doing so, you will be more likely to push ahead. Daunting means you may feel it's really long run. Can't see the goal, you may feel. But action will push you ahead. Okay? So, always please think something from their point of view, empathetically. Then care for them. It's really tough work. We can't stand in their side. We can't put their shoes always. It's difficult. It's long run. You may feel daunting, but it's very important. Step by step, you can move forward. Okay? Next is point 2, you can't get result from a subpar team. As I said, leader's job is to build a high-performing team that delivers result in company, in your sectors, right? And it's impossible to build a high-performing team unless you can challenge, coach, and confront your people to bring out their best. If you cannot challenge, how you can create a performance together with teams, right? Then, strong leaders put their commitment to building a team capability and performance above any fear, any anxiety, or discomfort they may experience. If you have really strong commitment, beyond the fear, beyond the hesitation, you will take action naturally, right? If your commitment is too weak, of course your emotion will come up first. I feel hesitation. I feel fear to make conflict with your team, right? That's why if you can challenge, if you can commit, how much deeply is really key point, okay? If you have strong commitment, if you have strong challenge mindset, you can overwhelm your fear, your anxiety to make conflict. Okay? So that's why please remember this point the next time when you feel hesitant to offer a team member constructive criticism. Constructive criticism, not negative criticize. Okay? Point 3, your people deserve the opportunity to improve. This is interesting. I feel always sorry to see actually many people go through their career, business life, without ever receiving the blindingly obvious feedback by their leader. I mean, many of the employees I saw, they didn't receive appropriate feedback, evaluation by their leader. I really feel sorry for them. Unlucky. Choosing not to give constructive feedback to your people, I mean, if you decide not to give constructive feedback to team member, it's a big problem, right? It's not their matter, your matter. You deciding without their approval, right? They want to have feedback, nice advice, nice feedback, accurate evaluation. But leaders trying to avoid. I don't want to make any conflict. If I stick at, he may feel bad. No. That's a totally opposite. Okay? If someone is not performing, that's just one of small things. If 10 people are there, then it's difficult to see maximum best performance from individual person, all of them. One or some of them may have a low performance, okay? But it's just one of the things. Even if they have low performer, you please give feedback to improve them. Let them as it is problem. They also keep feeling anxiety. They know it, they are low performer, and they can't resolve by themselves. They need help. In order to help them, you may have to give them harsh word, very strict management and control, and then you may feel, oh, he may dislike me. You may feel fear. No, you should give them. Okay? Because all of them has right to grow, develop themselves. You leader shouldn't stop, cut off it by yourself. Okay? Then by doing so, they may be able to change the railway of their career. Then point 4, everyone knows who is strong and weak performer in your teams. More than you see, you find. You know who is a high performer, who is a low performer in your teams, right? But more than you know, they know each other who is a really high performer, low performer. Okay? Then, if you keep allowing poor performance to go unchecked, then you will kill the culture. Then, when top performance see poor performance being tolerated, means accepted by you, high performer become disenchanted, disappointed. Eventually, the good people, high performer may leave and the mediocrity becomes the norm. So, no high performer, they disappoint with your decision, your behavior, attitude against low performer. Of course, they will head failure. They may leave your teams. Or they may decrease their performance. Right? It's a human nature. So that don't leave them as it is. If there is a low performer, give feedback daily, regularly. Even if strong word, harsh word, you may have to use without your hesitation, afraid, fear to be disliked by them. Okay? Not managing individual performance marks you as a weak leader. People start thinking, oh, he has no control. He has no initiative. Worse, negative spiral. All of you will falling down. Then, no one likes working for weak leader. People want to work with, for strong leader and fair leader, right? Then, number 5.5, last one. You might have to let them go. What does it mean? Sometimes, when people choose not to meet the required standard by you, leader may have to make tough decision to let them go. I mean, bye-bye. Okay? You are a leader. You create protocol, direction. Then whatever you communicate, how much deeply you communicate, unfortunately, there is a possibility some people don't follow you from your standard. In that case, you may have to make tough decisions to let them go. As I said, your most important high prioritized task is to make performance results, then particularly good performance, together with your teams. Using your weapon is your teams. But if there is someone who never ever follow you somehow, in that case, you may have to make tough decisions, right? If you keep them in your team, even though they don't follow your instruction, in that case, you are standing against company itself, right? You are standing against for good people in your teams, right? Only you can make tough decisions in your teams. Other guy cannot make decision to let them go. Then this most toughest decision might cause significant impact on their human life once you let them go. Worst case, they may lose job. They may be degraded. They may be transferred somewhere. It's huge impact for their life, right? It may cause life change, right? That's why, in order to step down to this path, let them go, you will have to think a lot. However, think and consideration thinking should be just one day discussion in your mind. Daily, step by step, by giving feedback, having communication, then in the end of the day, you can make tough decisions. By doing so, by taking this process, you can avoid your fear, hesitation to make decision. Right? Point is, most of the cases happening is even executive. They try to make tough decisions to let them go, to him go, to let her go. So much struggling in their mind. Oh, what should I do? She may be in trouble. He may be in trouble once I let them go. It's because daily, usually, they are not having a conversation, communication, feedback each other. That's why there is not so much enough proof, confident for leader to make such tough decision, right? Daily communicating, then having a feedback, giving a feedback each time, piling, right? Record is piling. I'm not talking about administrative matter, your feeling matter, right? Then, in the end of the day, I've done, he's done. In that case, we may have to move away each other with confidence. That's the important point. So, again, leader is a very tough task. Not just a position matter. In order to become real leader, I also need to struggle always together with new leaders. Then again, I will repeat. For every decision you make, and this includes giving tough feedback, there will be someone who thinks you should have made a different one. Okay? Then, as a leader, it is your job to listen to everyone and not giving feedback. Feedback means give feedback, then receive their feeling, opinion. Once I give you feedback, Mende, is that correct? What do you think yourself? Not one way, bilaterally, both ways. That's a very important. Okay? Then don't try to please get popularity. Okay? Popularity doesn't matter, but doing the right does. Means what you have to do is you make performance, generate performance, right? In order to build a performance, you need to build strong teams. In order to create strong team, you may have to be fair and give feedback and the communication daily, and also you shouldn't fear constructive criticism to them. By doing so, as a result, in long run, performance is growing. They may get high evaluation. They can review their attitude, behavior, and business performance. Then they can grab the opportunity to grow by themselves. That cycle, please understand. Okay? One of the things is that quite often happen is every half year and every year we have organization change, right? Each time, oh, I want this guy. I don't want this guy. Each sector head, directors, managers start talking about it. Difficult to work with her. Difficult with work with him. Then when I ask question, why? Personality mismatching. And he doesn't listen to me. he doesn't follow the rule. He doesn't respect me. Wait. How much deeply did you talk? How much did you give him, her feedback appropriately on timely manner? Most of cases, not enough. So I want that guy because I like him. Means popularity, right? He likes me, that's why I want him in my team. In your unit, of course, all of them are following you in the exactly same line and the right track. They are running together with you, it's okay. But it's unlikely, unfortunately, in big organization. Okay? It is not tactics force in army. Tactics force army, the 5 people, 10 people, all of them definitely 100% follow the team leaders. Otherwise, some of them lose life, right? But we are not tactics force like army. In big organizations, some cases there is a rotation, there is a unavoidable human resource change. But you may have to work with them, right? With like, without like is not the point. Whether you can make performance with him, her is the point. So it means not popularity, and then please always remember what is most prioritizable. Even if you don't like him or her, someone else, he, she may create super performance in your teams, right? So, leadership, empower people, inspire people, lead change, share the vision. I explained in first session, leader and manager, right? Then, most right-hand side, trust is important, okay? Then, competence, integrity, stoicness. I explained in my session previously, right? Today, feedback, without any fear, without any hesitation. No is no, but is bad. Point is not whether he likes me or he dislikes me. Okay? That's what I wanted to introduce today. Thank you very much for your attention. まあ失敗か。